There is an old parable about a woodcutter who, exhausted from fighting against the toughest trees in the forest, decided to seek out a master. He was frustrated. Every day he rose before the sun, pushed his muscles to their limits, and tried to cut down the thickest trees through sheer willpower. By the end of the day, he was sore, discouraged, and his axe felt useless. He wondered why so much effort brought so little result. When he met the wise master, he didn't ask for a new technique. He asked for more strength. The woodcutter said, "Master, teach me to be stronger. I want a heavier axe, tougher muscles, and a will that never breaks. I'm tired of fighting what is difficult." The master, instead of answering, led him to the edge of a great river. That morning, the river was calm, yet powerful. It flowed steadily, bending around massive stones that had been there for centuries. The master pointed to the water and asked, "What is stronger, the relentless force of your will or the fluidity of this water?" Looking at the unmoving rocks, the woodcutter replied that the continuous effort of the water was by far more powerful, for it shaped the landscape without ever lifting a tool. The master smiled and said, "You are trying to be like the axe, rigid and forceful. If you wish to cut through the impossible, learn to be like water, which yields but never gives up." This simple lesson, observed by Lao Tzu over 2,000 years ago, is the foundation of a path that can radically transform how you approach work, study, and life. Modern culture has taught us that success is measured by how much we sweat and how rigid our routines are. We clench our jaws, tighten our fists, and push ourselves forward, believing that constant struggle is the only road to excellence. And when we hit an obstacle, instead of rethinking, we simply push harder, which inevitably leads to exhaustion, burnout, and the feeling that we're always battling something invisible. Ancient wisdom teaches us that the softest thing in nature is also the most powerful: water. It has no edges, no rigidity, yet over time it can carve entire canyons. It does not fight, it persists. And this is the true art of making the difficult feel effortless, operating from flow, not force. To adopt this principle, the river principle, we must embrace three essential foundations that free us from the vicious cycle of raw willpower. The first principle is active non-resistance. When water encounters a large rock, it doesn't try to push through it. It doesn't crash against it repeatedly until it breaks. It simply flows around it. Water doesn't interpret the rock as a personal failure, but merely as a condition of the environment, and it follows the path of least resistance while still moving firmly toward the ocean. Think about it. How often in your work or studies do you try to solve a problem by hitting it head-on, only to end up frustrated? You try to force a solution that isn't ready, try to memorize content when your mind is tired, or try to negotiate with someone unwilling to cooperate. Direct effort is the most obvious path, but almost always the most draining. Active non-resistance doesn't mean giving up. It means redirecting your energy. If a door is locked, the rigid woodcutter will try to break it down, wasting energy and hurting himself. The fluid woodcutter looks for the key, the open window, or even a back entrance. He doesn't stop. He flows around. Apply this today. Where are you banging your head against the wall? What obstacle could you go around instead of confronting? What can you postpone or restructure so your energy isn't wasted in a pointless fight? This perspective removes the emotional weight of struggle, turning the obstacle from an enemy into a map. The river's path is always the most efficient path. The second principle is malleability and the absence of a fixed form. Water takes the shape of whatever container it enters. In a cup, it is round. In a bottle, it is narrow. It has no rigid form, and that is precisely why it can go where rigid things cannot. A block of wood will never pass through a narrow pipe, but water will because it changes. Rigidity is the greatest enemy of efficiency. In the modern world, this shows up as our attachment to fixed plans. You design the perfect schedule for your day, but when reality, an unexpected meeting, an illness, an emergency, doesn't follow it, you feel like a failure. You're frustrated not by the event, but by the fact that reality refused to obey your rigid plan. The practitioner of the water mind keeps the goal fixed, the ocean, but keeps the method flexible. If Plan A fails, Plan B is not try harder at Plan A. It is change form and move to Plan B, C, or D. Imagine learning a new skill. The rigid mind says, I must practice 1 hour every day. If it fails once, it collapses.
The fluid mind says, my goal is continuous improvement. Today I only have 15 high-energy minutes, then I'll practice for 15. Tomorrow I may have an hour. He adapts his practice to his energy and conditions, and this very flexibility guarantees long-term consistency. Hold your goals tightly, but your methods loosely. Flexibility is not weakness. It is the only way to ensure you reach your destination, no matter how winding the path becomes. The third principle, and perhaps the hardest for the modern mind, is patient persistence. The river does not reach the ocean in a day. It flows steadily, without concern for the distance. The great canyons carved by water were not shaped in a year, but in thousands. Water performed its small task every day, and the rock showed no visible change for a long time. Yet over time, gentle and consistent pressure created monumental transformation. Our culture demands quick results. We want visible progress every day, and when a week of effort doesn't bring measurable change, we feel discouraged. But real, lasting transformation is built through gentle, steady practice. Think of someone getting in shape. The forceful approach involves extreme workouts followed by days of recovery, intensity followed by collapse. The water mind approach, moderate exercise every day without fail. Each session may feel easy, but over months and years, the continuous flow generates a level of strength and health the extreme approach can never match. Patience is not passive waiting, it is consistent action without anxiety for immediate results. Trust that the accumulation of small, steady efforts will create changes far greater and more durable than any burst of willpower. The real turning point, the climax of this philosophy, comes when you realize the struggle isn't against the world, but against your own rigidity. You're trying to force the natural flow of things, and the price is your exhaustion. The river principle, or Wu Wei, effortless action, offers the freedom to act in harmony with reality instead of fighting it. When we stop forcing sleep, sleep arrives. When we stop forcing focus, by creating the right environment, removing distractions, and working with our natural energy, focus flows. The work still gets done, the difficult is still accomplished, but it no longer feels like a constant battle. You become incredibly effective because you're no longer wasting vital energy on pointless resistance. Here is your challenge to apply the river principle today. Choose a difficult project or area of your life where you constantly feel stuck. Then ask yourself honestly, where am I forcing something that simply does not want to move? And where could I simply flow around? The answer will show you exactly where to apply active non-resistance, where you need more malleability, and where patient persistence must guide you. Stop trying to be the rock. Learn to be the water. Softness always overcomes rigidity, and flow always overcomes friction. The peace you seek lies in accepting the flow, not conquering it. I would love to know what stone you have been trying to force lately. Share it in the comments. Tell us about a struggle you're facing and use the hashtag #RiverPrinciple so the community can help you find a path of flow. If this timeless wisdom brought you value and you want to continue exploring how ancient philosophy can heal modern burnout, subscribe to the channel. And please like this video if it changed how you think about effort and productivity. It helps spread this message of peace and efficiency to others who, like you, are tired of fighting.